Hi, it's Joy, and today I'm going to be watching Titans Season 2, Episode 12, Faux-Hawk. It's the penultimate episode of the season. So much has been happening. I'm imagining in this episode we're going to check in with Hank. I hope it's just a check-in and not a whole episode devoted to him because we're too close to the end of the season to come away from the main plot lines. I'm very excited and very stressed about everything that's happening. Let's go. Are we back in that moment? Oh my god. I always wanted to see what happened next, but I also don't want to revisit this. Oh my gosh. Are you going to see him jump? He's looking into your eyes now. Oh gosh. This is why you don't go around stabbing people. Good boy. I mean, I don't know how the hell this is going to end well for Jericho, but oh god. So is Jericho stuck now, or is his dad kind of keeping him there? Oh, Jericho, sweetheart. He wants to get out. What kind of a life has this been? What existence has this been for 5 years?
I warned Grayson. This is on him.
Did Grayson have anything to do with bringing them together?
Blame me.
I'm so glad Jericho doesn't hate them. That makes me really beautifully emotional.
We moved on.
Yep.
Stuck inside this hell.
Oh, baby.
You jumped into me.
He was dying.
Your choice.
A normal person he could have taken over.
I thought you'd save me. I
Oh,
loved you.
oh, Jericho.
Hunting down the Titans? It's my gift to you.
He doesn't want it.
You want to kill them because they exposed you.
And
And you need to be stopped.
oh, baby, I love you, okay? Oh, Jericho, sweetheart. Can he, like, make Jericho sleep? Because Jericho definitely fights against him and it's impacting his life. Oh. Oh, Jericho! You are so brave. But also, I want you to survive somehow. Oh no, God, sweetheart, is this real? I'm stressed.
Took a trip to get my head on straight.
Every time someone asks him where he's been, he touches the back of his head and I hate it, God. You deserve it so much better. Is this real? Oh god. No. No, 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 no. Please don't be real. Oh god, baby, this isn't you, okay? This looks very real. Oh, sweetheart, you deserve so much better. Kill her! Get her! A wish. I mean, I don't want God to have to kill anyone. Oh, sweetheart. You deserve so much better. We're gonna make Mercy pay. Oh, that made all the bloody difference. You're gonna die. I'm gonna enjoy watching you die. Or at least go to prison and suffer. Oh god, I'm sorry.
A firm called Cadmus.
Oh god.
So sushi?
I dream of hydrofoils.
She does.
Yes, this is what you deserve.
You gotta get one of
Working
those.
with Cadmus. It's because they work with Hydra. What am I on about?
We control them now.
Both of them?
He's telling the truth.
Yep.
Use some backup on this. It's no Corey and Rachel.
Yeah, maybe you could have gone and got Dick and then you'd have been like, what, 5 hours slower in your hunt for Gar? Another Killjoy's cast member. They're all coming in. Oh dear. Oh, Hank, what are you up to? Is this really Hank? Because the episode's called Faux-Hawk, which implies there's a fake hawk at some point. Oh, Hank. I mean, if you were here to watch this horrible, disgusting fight, that wouldn't be very impressive. It was over too quick. Don't know why anyone goes to watch this kind of thing. Well, I suppose if the sport is watching Hawk kill everyone, or knock everyone out instantly. How the mighty fall. And I mean Hank from a Titan to this, not the rest. Oh, Hank. I was hoping that wasn't going to be you, even though it looked like you. I guessed it was him once he started fighting, but when he was first sort of in it. Oh, Hank. That makes more sense. And then he overdoses. Okay, he made it.
Yeah, I've done studies.
Oh, Hank. Not the night she was imagining. Is something still up with her powers? Corey, what's wrong? Is it because she's been away from home for too long? Can her sister somehow cut her off to the supply or something? I don't really know. Oh, Corey.
His exact location.
He's around here?
She's doing her best.
After Dick Grayson because some intergalactic space witch had a bad dream.
Oh, I'm the Space Witch.
You're the space witch. But no idea where
God.
she's going or why.
Alien pink hair from planet Tamo, whatever.
Tamarin.
Whatever!
This is going well.
Do I
Teenagers.
look like I give a fuck?
I'm sorry. I really am.
Teenagers and grieving people.
It's not your fault.
Oh, please tell her. You need to tell someone.
I felt like I could do anything, and now
You're wasting petrol. Turn the car off.
just gone.
Corey, you can fight through
Those
this.
aren't your best qualities. Sorry, I called you the intergalactic witch.
That's quite a cool name, actually.
What your planet's called?
It was like,
We're partners.
this feels like a drunk fight. Neither of them have been drunk.
He'll find his way back.
I believe he will too. You gonna come clean, Rose? How long were these people out of their house?
My all natural, grass-fed, hormone.
He is a ridiculous romantic. Disgusting or tasty?
Sounds like they need us now.
Rose changing a tune. Is she being genuine?
Games.
He's not.
What, you guys Facebook friends now?
Tell him. I mean, he's gonna freak out and not be happy with you, but tell him.
Look, we need to talk.
Okay, good. Oh, we're gonna see Rose's backstory. Oh gosh. Also, she inherited this from her dad.
Why is that, Mom?
You gotta own him up.
No, I know who my real father is. Look, I have questions.
So she didn't know
Questions that
Jericho,
you can't-
but you'd find out about your brother and still want to get revenge or justice. She tracked him down. Well, she technically met her brother at the same time. It's one way to prove to show him what you're talking about. Gross.
Hi, Daddy-o.
I was married at the time.
Guy of the year.
I can hurt you too.
You don't want to underestimate Rose. Obviously, they end up working together.
This boy Todd of yours doesn't think you're a fraud.
That's because he doesn't know me.
She likes Jason Todd and Todd.
My real father.
I feel sorry for the guy that's raised her. It's Deathstroke.
Maybe the circus.
I'll take care of you.
You're gonna lose an eye in the process. Is this what she wanted? I mean, probably. So he thought, you know, that was that time when I stabbed my first kid, so I'm just gonna teach my other kid to fight better so I can't stab her? Or maybe I'll just stab her anyway in training. You think he'd have a bit of PTSD about stabbing kids? I'm loving this backstory though. Screaming tells them you're coming. Aww.
I had a son.
I killed him.
I have a brother.
He's in my head right now.
He was murdered.
By me.
A gang of psychopaths.
By one psychopath.
Highly.
I helped him break out Dr.
Oh,
Love,
Jason.
and then
Just be honest
he asked
now.
me for more.
Their leader, Dick Grayson.
He's a really good person, so he's gonna want to help you if you're in trouble.
I'm gonna cut out your eye.
Funny.
I wouldn't agree to that part of the plan.
Underline the parts where you weren't fucking lying?
Jason!
What the fuck was I
He's
doing,
allowed to
huh?
be upset.
Well, I told you all my fucking secrets, huh?
Oh, Jason.
Was part of... Get the fuck off me.
That was unnecessary.
Come on! Fight me!
Okay,
You
she
know you
wants him
want
to attack her.
Are we done?
Oh, Rose, you should have told him a bit sooner.
The Titans need us.
Fuck them, Rose. Hey, fuck all you.
So Rose has fully come around to the entire Titans. Is that the Dick told the truth and the truth being that Slade killed Jericho? Is that helped with her? You go back to the Titans, tell them the truth and help them out. Deathstroke?
San Francisco. Now.
It's not that easy to escape him. Where's Dick? Because he's going after Jericho, so that means he's going after Deathstroke. I wonder if we'll see him this episode or not. Rude. You stabbed your own son! That was very sneaky, sweetheart.
Want
They're
some
not-
water?
Still here. Stealthy.
Right after he called his daughter.
Mm-hmm.
He called Rose. He played me.
Yep, sweetie.
And I missed it all.
Because you were too good, and that's what he's been
What he
playing.
does hurts them.
You told him Jericho was with the Titans, remember that?
He is in there.
How are we gonna save him, can we?
No. Well, I've got one for you, Mr. Grayson.
Save Jericho.
Bring.
Oh, I really, really want him to. He will do everything he can, you know
I'll
that.
try.
That is a very sneaky hat. 10 out of 10. That was a nice dream, yes. Oh dear. What are you up to, Dick? So this is where he gets his suits from.
Have a slice.
Gross.
It wasn't personal.
Ooh.
Fruitcake.
Is this the fact that you burnt the suit?
Would you like to put a match to this before you have a slice?
Yeah, that's why he's angry.
Yeah.
That's how Dick likes his fruitcake.
I need your help, Stu.
He'll help you.
I need another one.
Master Wayne said you'd be coming.
Of course he did.
Of course he did. I love seeing all the, like, where they get their suits from and everything.
Hi, Dick. Burning.
I had a bad day.
Drama queen.
Bad life.
Come on, Lily.
Bad year.
All behind Master Wayne had us put together.
Bruce is just so ahead of everyone.
But we've night vision lenses.
Stu, Lily, you've outdone yourselves.
I know.
I want to see it. I want to see it. Ugh. Faux-Hawk.
Fuck!
Mm-hmm.
No wonder Dove left them.
Is it wake up call?
I mean, I'm sure Hawk's not a saint, but he's
Hank?
not stealing the... Hey, dude.
That was a much better bird sound.
Like killed? Like,
No, you shouldn't have killed them.
no, I'm not. I swear.
It wasn't stolen.
It's a privilege to wear the Hawk.
Mm.
Seriously, for the first time, I felt like I knew
Is this going to be his wake up
exactly
call?
who I was.
This kid that idolizes him despite how low he's fallen. Because he can get back up.
He must feel... Well, go Titans!
Is that police lights outside? Come on, Hank. I'm really glad that they know something's up with Gar, so it's not going to like run into the next season or whatever with no one knowing.
We're moving it up.
Oh no. Oh Gar. Oh Gar, sweetheart, I'm so sorry. You deserve so much better than this. They are coming for you, okay? Your Titans are coming for you. Seriously? Okay, so that was a good episode. It felt to me like it was more or less an episode where we were going from one place to get to the next place. You know, we were putting, it was a bit bitty, which wasn't a terrible thing, but it feels like they were really just putting the pieces in place, ready for the finale, rather than kind of an episode that was cohesive in of itself. Like, we kind of touched on various characters a little bit, rather than kind of actually had a plot. Hawk was, I mean, it was Faux-Hawk, it was kind of his episode, so I didn't mind that so much. I'm glad it wasn't just him, not out of any dislike of him, just because there was so much else that had to get done. So you're starting off with Hawk. He's obviously hit rock bottom again, but he doesn't even have Dawn at his side at this stage, and I'm hoping that seeing that kid who, despite everything in his life views, and despite knowing that, you know, Hawk sold him his costume, his suit, because he wanted to get some drugs, like, you know, to me that would make me think, oh, maybe Hawk isn't, if you idolised him, maybe he's not quite as worth idolising, whereas that kid was still idolising him. And hopefully that's going to be a bit of a wake-up call for him, that he's going to head back to San Francisco, or at least get some help, and maybe ultimately head back to San Francisco, or try and find someone that can help him. So I'm hoping that there is a future for Hank. I mean, there will be a future for Hank, but like, I'm hoping he begins to make his progress now. Then Dawn and Donna, I still think that they could have, given that they knew exactly where Dick was when Rachel was like, he needs our help. Obviously he wasn't there, but if he'd been in prison, it would have, I mean, like, Rachel and Corey just literally went to the prison, broke into his cell. If Dick had been there, then they'd have got him, and they know Dick. They know if whatever self-destruction Dick is doing to himself, if they said Gar is in trouble, Dick would be like, lead the way. You know, he's not someone that would ever let someone he cares about suffer, especially not one of the kids he's trying to protect. So I feel like, as much as I understand their motivation of wanting to go and get Gar first, getting Dick back didn't take any, I mean, he wasn't there, but as far as they knew he was still in prison, getting him back wouldn't have taken very long. And I do think that maybe they could have gone with Corey and Rachel, got Dick, and then the lot of them gone on. Then obviously if they'd all gone to the prison and then he wasn't there, I could have understood Rachel wanted to find him. I could have understood Donna and Dawn saying, well, you know, we can't go on a wild goose hunt. He doesn't want to be found. He's got himself out of prison, so maybe he's on a better path. He says Jericho's alive, which maybe is a fact that they could know, but, you know, Gar needs us. And then they could have gone back to San Francisco, and maybe even Rachel would have gone with them. But I'm glad that, I mean, Corey and Rachel have a very interesting relationship, and it really felt to me like, you know, when two people are drunk and they have a massive fight and they're like, I love you too, kind of making up. But neither of them are drunk. But I think Rachel is a teenager who's got a hell of a lot on her plate, and Corey is grieving the loss of every single person she loved on her planet. I mean, that is a lot. And so I'm glad that they kind of made peace and that they're like, you know, partners for life. And, you know, Dick wasn't there. He wasn't in trouble as of yet. I mean, when Rachel was having her visions, Dick was in trouble. You know, he was in prison, he was hating himself, he had the plague. You know, he wasn't doing too well. Whereas now, he's in trouble in the sense that he is currently on a one-man mission to go get Deathstroke. But that being said, I think Dick as much as he's in trouble, he's getting himself out of it, which I think is a really good thing. And I like that Rachel was able to think, you know, he's moving, he's out of prison. When he was in prison, he definitely needed their help, you know, from their point of view. So I think it's good that Rachel's like, no, let's go to San Francisco. And so I hope that they're going to team up with Donna and with Dawn. And I was wondering if we were going to see Dick at all this episode, just because it'd been quite a while before we saw him. But we did touch in with him with his very sneaky little cap. You know, no one would spot him walking down the street. So I loved that he went back to the place where you get the suits from, and the people were not impressed because he burnt the Robin suit. Like, I get that. I mean, obviously he burnt it because he's not going to be Robin anymore, and he was just having like a very dark place in his life. But I love that they were like, you burned my suit? But I also love that Bruce had said, oh, I mean, Bruce knows everything, seriously. If he, of course he knows he's Batman, but like, I still found the last episode a bit weird with how Bruce was. Like, it was a little strange. I get that he's Batman and he has access to all sorts of resources, and as someone said to me that maybe, you know, the Justice League, etc. could have helped him, but it was a bit weird. But I love Bruce. I hope we see him a bit in the finale, or at least, I mean, he's not going anywhere, so we can see him going forward. I love that they have a suit ready made for him, and I assume he can say, I want to be Nightwing, and maybe have the emblem put on or whatever, but I love it a lot. And how happy Dick looked in that moment, looking at his suit. Like, there was hope in his eyes, and like kind of this vision that maybe there was a path forwards that wasn't evil, and I loved it. His complete acknowledgement that Jericho's alive, and his being so frustrated with himself that he didn't spot it in the first place is brilliant. The mum, I mean, Jericho's mum, I get that, you know, at this point she's just desperate for her son to be back, but like, and maybe even when she said to Dick, she was trying to tell him without telling him because there was a murderer in the room next door. But I think she does need to accept that she was the one that said Jericho's with the Titans, and that's what triggered Deathstroke going after Dick in that moment, and that's, you know, of that whole situation where he, you know, went after Donna to stay away from my son, etc. That's what triggered that. And that, you know, Jericho, if Deathstroke didn't go around stabbing people, Jericho would be alive. If Deathstroke didn't go around doing fancy, like, I'm not looking at you, and now I'm going to turn around and stab you, Jericho would still be alive. If he was just going to, like, go, stab, he'd have been like, oh, that's not the person I want to stab. So it's all Deathstroke's fault, really, at the end of the day, let's face it. But I think Deathstroke does not own up to any of that guilt. He's done that classic thing that people do of feeling so much guilt and blame in himself that he can't cope with it, so he pushes it all onto someone else. And if that person is a tiny bit to blame, perfect. As in this situation, Dick is a tiny bit to blame, but Deathstroke is the one to blame. So I'm really excited for Dick going forward, and the fact that he was told by Jericho's mum that they're in San Francisco, that they're all getting together, and that's what Deathstroke heard, that Rose was working with Deathstroke, so he knows that if she's still lurking around San Francisco, that in his mind she's a danger. We know now as an audience that we don't think she is, unless she's going to side back with him because Jason left her. But I feel like maybe she's her saying to him the Titans meet. I'm going to get to them in a minute. So I think Dick is going to very much want to go back to San Francisco to save the Titans and to stop Deathstroke and to save Jericho somehow, and I really hope we find a way to do that. There's only one episode left of the season, and obviously things like Corey and her planet, maybe the full effects of saving Gar, or maybe saving Gar full stop, is going to go into next season, which is very stressful. Connor, I don't know if we'll see him again this season. Like, there are a lot of strands that will go into season 3. I'm so glad it's been renewed, but I think for sure we should probably close off Deathstroke and Jericho this season, which I really, really hope happens. And I hope it happens with Jericho. I keep going to say like Deathstroke, which I guess they are Deathstroke because Jericho's in Deathstroke's brain. But yeah, so I think Dick, I'm feeling positive for him this season finally, and hopefully this is a positivity he can carry forwards, because his worst secret is out. It wasn't even that bad, but you know, his worst moment is out. Then we have, I'm leaving Gar till last in my ramblings. We have Rose and Jason. Now Jason is a weirdly romantic person given everything else about him. I think that shows that if he just settled down, if he just had someone be there for him and be secure for him and be with him, which I think is something Dick was trying to do, he would settle down, and maybe there is a lot of goodness in there. He just still needs a lot of training and a lot of being reined in. And I felt for him when Rose told her story, and I get why he's angry and upset, and I respect him for, you know, being true to his feelings. I think it's something that ultimately he could come around on. You know, in the moment, of course not, especially with who he is, but I think it's not something that is the fact that she came clean, the fact that, okay, yeah, she was lying and she was messing with them, but she wasn't full-on murdering anyone. And as far as we know, she had no part in his kidnapping. I think it's a lot for him to digest. I don't think that he's going to be on board, like, today, but I think Rose could potentially stick around, and they could all come around, especially when you hear her story, in that she was always knew she was different, feeling different. Then this father comes along and he gives her everything and he trains her and he treats her harshly, but fairly in a way, like, you know, in his kind of, I mean, that is not the kind of training that would work with me whatsoever. If you said, when did crying ever help? I'd be like, fuck you, and I'd leave. But, you know, for Rose, that was the kind of thing she needed, and he gave her a purpose and acceptance that, yes, she's different and weird, but that's okay. And then he told her a story about how he had a son who was murdered by the Titans. So the minute she's with the Titans and Dick's like, oh yeah, you know, I take blame for having been there for causing the fight, and he died because of me, but Deathstroke stabbed him. That's his twist on the events, surely. I know earlier in the season Rose told Dick that her brother was killed because he fell in with the wrong crowd. And I guess the assumption there, I thought, was that she still knew it was his dad, but maybe she never knew until then. So I think Rose, it was very interesting to me that Rose was adamant that you need to help the Titans, even after she told Jason the truth, which I'm really glad she did. He deserved to know. And I think they all deserve to know. But even after she told him the truth, and he left, and he was leaving, and she said, you know, the Titans need you. Now, I feel like hopefully Jason will go back to the Titans, or at the very least go back to Gotham. I don't know where he's going to go next episode. But Rose, I feel like, I know she had a phone call from her dad saying, you know, we're putting our band back together, go to San Francisco. But I feel like she might actually go to the Titans, or she might try and do the reverse of what she was doing, that she might go back to Deathstroke, but try and stop him her to the Titans. I'd like to see something like that from Rose, that her making a choice, standing up for herself, and choosing what she thinks is right, because we all know the Titans are right, we all know the Titans are good. Yes, they have messed up, but no, that doesn't make them evil, horrible people, psychopaths, as Deathstroke put it. Deathstroke is the psychopath. And then Jericho, I'm so... he spent 5 years trapped in his father's head, merciless, like, unable to do anything to have agency. The most I imagine he's been able to do is little bits like stop Deathstroke killing Dick when he was lying there in the church unconscious. Stop when Dick comes to see, like, kind of, there have been times when he's been able to stop a fight. Obviously he can't always be in control because of things like the stuff with Jason, that whole fight and everything with Jason, he's not able to constantly be in control, and probably Deathstroke, when he's more alert to it, can stop him. And obviously Deathstroke's able to do this because of his he's scientifically experimented on, he's superior, he's, you know, modified, so he's able to resist Jericho more than the average person would. Or maybe it's just the long term, Jericho can't do it. I really hope there's a way to save Jericho. I mean, the fact as well that Jericho doesn't blame the Titans, he's not angry at the Titans. I really want him to tell Dick and everyone doesn't blame them, but he was willing, trying to put them in front of a car, a lorry, to stop him killing the Titans. Is so emotional, and I really want to save Jericho. I'm right about Connor, because we don't know what's happened to him. That guy seemed to imply that it had been done to him too. But yes, Gar, oh my god, he deserves so much better, and it makes me really emotional. Because he suffered a lot this. I mean, we still need a good backstory episode from Gar. Hopefully we'll get that in season 3. We need to know more about him. And did his parents, like, when he was sick in that tent, were his parents already dead from what was killing him, and that's why he was alone? Or had they left him for some reason? We don't know what happened there, but I hated the chief guy. I mean, I have no idea what he's like in this actual show, but in that one he was manipulative and creepy and experimental. I just know. Then he was tortured in the asylum, and he still hasn't forgiven himself for killing that one person who had been torturing him and was going to attack Rachel and her mum, etc. And now he's killed a lot of people and attacked people, and none of it's his fault because it wasn't him. You know, if someone takes hold of my arm and slaps someone, I'm not slapping them, it is the person making me do it, but it would feel like it was me and I would feel guilty about it, kind of thing. It's the way Gar is feeling, and none of it's his fault, and I really hope that we're able to, somehow, miracle, he's able to be, like, freed from Cadmus next episode, so we can spend season, well, hopefully completely free of everything, and then, but spend season 3 with him figuring out who he is again, or getting his agency back, and beginning to understand that none of it's his fault, because the way Gar is too good and pure, and he just didn't deserve this, and that tear, like, I'm not okay with any of this. And what is their plan? I mean, I feel like the Titans are going to obviously be teaming up to stop this plan, and then Deathstroke's going to come and attack them. Like, what the hell? It's all too much. I'm very stressed. I can't believe there's only one episode left this season. That makes me quite sad. I'm so glad we definitely have a season 3 already. So that was a really good episode. Wasn't my favourite of the season so far, but I do think that's because sometimes in shows you do need these episodes that are more serving the purpose of getting you from point A to point B, and point B is the finale. So things are ready now. Dick has his new suit, which we didn't get to see, but that's fine. Gar, poor baby, is about to be forced to do phase 2. The rest of the Titans all heading to San Francisco. Deathstroke knows about that they're doing that. Dick knows about Jericho. Rose has told her secret. Dick knows the secret, so when they all team up, if Rose is there, he's going to be like, traitor! You know, it's a lot to work out. I am so ready for this. Thank you for watching.